Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 11 of the Side Quest Gaming Podcast. A podcast where four-ish friends sit around and talk about video games, television, movies, and anything else we stumble upon down the path. My name is Wes. As always, I am joined by my co-host, TJ.
Hey!
And Zach.
Hello.
And Pascal may or may not be joining us in the near future. So, yeah. So, how's everybody's week been?
Slow.
For the most part, slow till the weekend.
I mean, time moves on at the exact same pace every week, right?
It moves
No.
faster if you're having fun.
Perception's reality.
Time flies when you're having fun. I like that. Perception is reality. There you go. All right, so what you guys been up to this weekend? Or week? Last week?
Well, I don't remember most of the days last week.
Hungover?
No, just uneventful.
I think this is going to be really uneventful podcast today, guys.
Probably. You never know.
We gotta find. You never know. We could get on something.
I've got
just on
stuff to
track,
talk about.
Tear some stuff up. I'm real good at talking about stuff other people talk about, so we'll probably be okay.
Be all right.
I went to
I just want to start it off just by making Zach laugh real quick.
Good lord.
We had a hell of a game in PUBG with a lot of gorilla monkey noises and a lot of hijinks, and a lot of grenades.
Well, you're going to have to explain now.
So we're playing the jungle map. Somehow we get on the topic of making monkey noises. I'm not entirely sure where that came from. Gorillas
This
in the
guy.
mist. I'm not sure. That guy.
It's foggy, and I said gorillas in the mist, and then it
Yeah.
started. It
So-
went downhill from there.
Yeah, the four of us. We're playing with Shy and Pop Tart. Get inside of this building, and we're just hanging out in there. Circle keeps getting lower and lower. There's nothing to do. We're running around in a circle making gorilla noises, and we hear somebody outside. So instead of like one person going to kill this guy, all four of us run out of this building.
Surprise,
and murder this dude with
motherfucker!
our suppressed weapons. Just that's the silencer. And we all turn around immediately when we kill that dude to run back inside, and then TJ gets spotted by a squad, and then we get gunned down, and they throw a grenade, and it blows TJ and Pop Tart up, and TJ goes flying through the air. I couldn't believe how high he went. So then I go to run away, and then another grenade lands in there and knocks me out of the door.
Damn.
And I get shot by someone from another side. And then at that point, Shy was laughing so hard he missed every single bullet on a dude that came in and didn't even see him. So
It was pretty funny.
yeah,
It's
it
one of
was
the most funniest things I think's happened on there so
Honestly,
far.
makes me want to play right now.
it was those full on belly laughs, tears out of the eye, straight headache inducing fun moments.
Very.
That's what I
Awesome.
play video games for.
Well, I think that's a wonderful start, Zach, since you're already mid-flow. Tell us everything you did, every little bit of gaming or TV. Just tell us what you did this week.
Last week
Concerts
I-
and shit too. Sorry.
Concerts and shit too. Yeah, I got that going too. I played a bunch of Total War. Believe it or not, I got bored with my Lizard Men and started a new one.
New Lizardmen or new?
No, one of the new heroes they added that you can start with the Dark Elves. She's called the Crone. She's a battle fury, naked, run-in, hack stuff with knives chick. Hardest start in the goddamn game. I started her over probably 7 or 8 times before I got a good footing. Could actually continue on in the game, but things are going pretty swimmingly now.
Good.
Oh,
Check my level.
I forgot to remind you to check your levels.
Lower, but it's not.
Lower, but not bad.
We're good.
Cool. So played that. I played 3 rounds of the Call of Duty beta for the Battle Royale Blackout, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw a zombie. I shot at it a lot. It didn't die.
There are zombies.
Did you shoot it in the head?
No, I had a submachine gun and it was really far away.
Okay, I'm just going to start asking rapid fire questions here because I watched a couple people play. Go ahead.
Okay.
And
No,
I don't have the answer, Sway. So when you start, there are like multiple helicopters in the air, which seemed rather pointless to me.
Oh, totally pointless, but it looks badass.
Yeah, but like from what I could see, if you jump out, it doesn't matter what part of the map you jump out on, you can get to any point of the map from the very furthest jump point.
Pretty much. It's not a very big map.
Really? Because it looks
Is
pretty
there comparable?
humongous, but you got those
Is there a map
gliders.
comparable?
I think it's smaller than Sanhok, Sandhook, whatever.
Oh boy.
Oh. How many people?
88.
88.
What the hell?
Multiples of 12 maybe? Or 11?
And
I don't know. So
22 teams of 4.
those go
You're
up to
doing
4?
squads. Yeah.
So the map itself is like a collection of old Call of Duty maps with like just kind of
Grass in
rural
between.
terrain in between.
Yes, which I thought was really cool. I didn't notice it at first, but then we were sitting there in the spawn screen, and I'm like, hey, I recognize this place. And then you look on the map, and there's Nuketown Island and Factory whatever and all this kind of stuff. So that was a very cool addition, I think. I really liked that.
Tell me
feel to it.
what you feel about the gunplay.
Well, I never got an assault rifle. I only had submachine guns. And I mean, it played like Call of Duty.
Okay.
Hold down the trigger, most of your bullets hit things.
Twigger!
Yeah.
Twigger!
You
That's
got armor
not
and stuff,
true.
which seemed incredibly strong considering how much health you already have in that game, I guess. So really long time to kill. I got in a lot of long range engagements with the submachine gun with the 3x scope on it, so I was pretty much useless.
Saw people taking a lot of damage from just jumping off of like containers where there's a ladder, but instead of going off the ladder, like they would try to go down the ladder, but they would just jump off the thing and they'd actually take quite a bit of damage. So they were getting pissed about that. But so guns feel like Call of Duty. What about when you're picking stuff up? Because I was watching, Nugget was complaining that like scopes and things like that are auto equipped.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Can you elaborate? Are there anything? Because I saw people
you
going into
can-
the menu. I also
You can auto-equip them. So, like, whatever gun you have out, you can run over it, and one loot button will auto-equip whatever you pick up. One loot button will just put it into your inventory.
Gotcha.
The looting seemed a little off. Like, it's Call of Duty, so you kind of have momentum, or the controls are just a little loose. So you'd run up to loot something and you just kind of overshoot it and you'd miss your mouse click and you have to back up and pick it up or whatever loot key you're using. So that was just a little annoying, but I'm sure you'd get used to that eventually. And I didn't really mess with putting keys on keys I wanted to use. That makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Binding actions to the keys that
okay, I got you.
want them to perfectly be on.
There were little slots at the bottom of somebody's screen when they were playing that they could loot things that they would go in there. What do you recall that?
You pick up perks, I guess. So out of all the Call of Duty perks that have ever existed, you can pick them up and they go into your inventory, and you go in there and you click on them and you use them, and they last 2 minutes and have X amount of charges, and then you have to turn them on again. So from dead silence to whatever makes you hear dudes to making your melee attacks. This one was cool, and I'd really like to play enough to use it. You can make your melee attacks deal 40% more damage and heal you for the damage you deal. That sounds fucking fun.
What about they last for 2 minutes, and what about charges?
Yes. So it'll be like you pick it up and it says 4 charges, lasts 120 seconds. So you pop it, you can pop it 3 more times after that first time.
Is there a limited number you can have at any time?
Carry as many of them as you want to sacrifice inventory slots for.
Whip them all at the same time? As long as you have inventory slots?
I
just sounds
tried
stupid. Like, why put a time limit on them? Why not just give you a couple perks? You get to pick your perk.
I think it adds a layer of strategy to the game that it wouldn't otherwise be there. So in this situation, I want to make sure I can listen for guys. So I'll use one of my 3 charges on this thing. Think of it like like using your boost in PUBG almost, but instead of regenning health, you
Right.
in that situation get to have your speed boost to get into the zone or whatever.
So
I
if
think it'll pay off for the thinking man.
no
a little
reason
bit
to
more
use
who prepares for the
ninja.
fight.
Yeah, no reason to use the ninja perk until like the end. Save them up and use them as needed. I
favors preparation.
I kind of don't like that. Okay, what else do you think about it?
I thought the wingsuits were cool, and you can deploy your wingsuit jumping off of a building, and that was badass. I got stuck on a building with a shotgun against a guy who had an automatic shotgun, so I just ran like a real bitch and jumped off this building.
It's like a jump pad in Fortnite.
Looking like a
floated down
squirrel.
into the ground. Yeah, like a flying squirrel. That was cool. It looked good, I guess. The colors were a little washed out.
I was going to complain about that, but I didn't know if it was the channel I was watching.
No, the colors were kind of washed out, which was weird. I wonder if that might just be a beta thing. Who knows? They don't have the full.
No, they got to make it run good, so everybody be like, "Oh, PUBG, your game sucks because this beta runs so good with shitty looking."
That could be. Not saying that they're not doing that. Though I don't know if I got any other real opinions on it. I'm thinking. I flashbanged the fuck out of a dude and he shot me. So that really sucked.
Asshole.
Yeah, I didn't care enough for the straight multiplayer of Call of Duty to justify spending $60 to get the Blackout. I never got to experience whatever happens outside the circle with zombies, supposedly. I don't know what that deal's all about. Like I said, I shot at a zombie for really no reason other than it was there and I could shoot at it.
Where was he?
So
was he inside the circle? Were you outside?
He was inside the circle. There was this beam of light coming from the ground into the sky by this lighthouse, and then there's this zombie just jumping in of a side of a window and then jumping out of a window and then jumping into the window and then jumping out of the window. So
intelligent zombie.
Yeah, there was that.
That happened.
Yeah. Got shot at from a long way away. He's got sniped in the face. That's all I got. 3 games. I'd need to play more to know if I wanted to buy it, but I still don't think I would.
Just not impressed.
PUBG's enough. Yeah, not impressed. PUBG will do it for me.
Performance. How does it perform compared to PUBG?
Seems smooth. I didn't see a place where I could check my connection though, just like in PUBG. So I can't sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm sitting at 90 ping versus
frame rate and such.
Seems smooth. I didn't notice any serious hitches. It looked like they downgraded the textures while you were flying in the helicopters, and then they'd pop in when you got to the ground.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was watching some people. I wish I had played it, but
I say go for it. Flying down to the ground isn't the game.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wish they would have just made it.
The punching. The punching is incredibly violent sounding. Never in a game before have I heard a melee sound quite as brutal as that. It's just like you're slapping a ham against a side of beef.
Rocky style.
Yeah, 100% Rocky style. Yeah, so there's that. I don't have anything else that I can talk about that with. I played some Mario Odyssey. I spent some time, not me personally, spent time in the hospital because of my illness, but I was in a hospital for someone else. And brought the Switch and busted that thing out and played through another level of Mario Odyssey.
What do you think of that?
I think it's a cool game. I don't fully understand all the hype outside of it's Mario. I have a
Santa
hard
Claus
time.
might actually, but he can't get.
Okay. I get that. I understand what's going on. It's cool. I think I just have a hard time getting behind a game that doesn't present much of a challenge. Like the hardest part
is it, I guess.
Hardest part about that game is the control, like just the physical way they set the controls up. It's just loose. It's just really loose, and that makes it difficult. I think.
Yeah, that's annoying. I don't like the sound of that.
TJ, it's just like Super Mario 64.
Oh, okay.
Instead of stars, you're hunting moons, and the basis is, like always, Bowser comes in, captures Princess Peach, and I don't exactly remember why, but for some reason you have a ghost hat that follows you around, and you can take control of different things on the different mobs or minions or whatever on the screen. Like I got to ride around in a Tyrannosaurus Rex and control him, and then you can get inside of Goombas and all the different. It is kind of cool. Like there's a lot of cool design things in the game. You can hop inside of Goombas, so if you're inside of a Goomba, you don't slip around on ice, and you can stack up on other Goombas. You can reach places you can't normally get to, or if you get inside of a frog, you can jump really high. So there's lots of like
I like
cool,
riding Yoshi
things.
back in Super Mario.
Exactly, but just extremely expanded. And there's, little challenges. It'll be just like the other ones where get to the top of the tower, and then there's a moon up there, and then you collect enough moons to go back to your spaceship because it takes moons to power it, and then you move on to the next level. I did find out from my sister, though, I guess you kind of have to be careful backtracking until you get to the end, because if you backtrack to a level where you've gotten moons on, you might not have left enough moons to start the ship up again. Which seems like stranded? A little bit of an
or like a bug, yeah.
She made it sound like you could get stranded. So
thanks for the biddies, Eli.
Not entirely sure if that's true or not, but I was scared enough and I haven't tried it.
It scared me.
But yeah, it's fun. It's Super Mario 64, but on a Switch. It's cool that you can carry it around and play it. Right. I don't like how it forces you almost to play with the Joy-Cons separated. So just you can do almost everything you need to do if you have them connected to the tablet, or if you have them connected to the I don't remember what it's called, the thing where you slide them on there and it becomes a normal controller.
Pro controller or some shit.
Pro controller or some shit like that. Yeah. But you can throw your hat and it hits things or takes control of things. If you throw your hat and shake the Joy-Con, it turns into a homing hat and will hit multiple enemies or go towards whatever you probably missed because it's super hard to aim. But you don't, as far as I can tell, you don't have that option
if it's connected,
unless the Joy-Cons are separated.
Can't stand all these newfangled motion controls.
They're intuitive. They're just kind of annoying. I guess maybe I'm too hardcore of a gamer. I'm too old to care about it.
Same way.
Wait for the helicopter.
Seems like now that we're on the topic of the Switch, they've delayed Switch Online again.
Really?
I thought I had a Google News article pop up today, and I didn't have a chance to read it because I was busting my ass at work today. But along the lines of, when will Switch Online actually come out? I'm gonna look that up once we pass the torch to somebody else. So that was Mario Odyssey, Total War, a little bit of Call of Duty, played some PUBG, had fun, but the game's still the game. The new gun's super cool. They added a 7.62 gun that has 2-round burst or single shot, and it's apparently assault rifle. Like, they don't classify it as a DMR, but that thing is nasty. I dropped 2 dudes in 2 bursts. They had fought someone, but I don't think they were close to dead, and I just lined up on them and burst, and it was like headshot or body shot headshot on two guys.
I didn't even have time to look. Yeah. By the time I swung around, I was like, "Where are they?" And he's like,
dead.
"Oh, they're dead."
Dead. Just wrecked them. It sounds terrifying too. It's called the Mutant, and it's got a really cool sound. I couldn't reproduce it, so I'm not even gonna try.
Oh, come on.
No, I can't. I honestly don't remember. I just remember being impressed by it.
Loud, super loud.
Yeah. They added the ping system. Did you see me pinging anything last night? I was doing it, but I wasn't saying anything about doing it.
I didn't pay attention.
Okay.
Is that like spotting or something?
Kind of like spotting. They call it the ping system, and with its default, I'm not sure if it takes into account your controls, but mine's default was Alt plus mouse button. So you'd look where you wanted to look, and it kind of sucked because it would stick on rocks that are in front of you if you didn't get clear enough from them, I think. But you look where you want to look and ping, you hold Alt, you press the middle mouse button, and then up on the compass at the top of the screen, it would put probably like a, I don't know, 15 degree, 20 degree marker underneath the compass in the color that your character that you're assigned for the squad.
Oh yeah, I didn't even pay attention. So I
definitely need to call them out. I guess I was just messing with it to see if anyone just happened to notice, and I didn't hear anyone. I think it's cool. It's incredibly subtle. It doesn't show up on the map, so you're not going to get exact ranges for spotting people, so people can't get the scopes out and do all that kind of stuff, which I think is really cool because that would be a little bit of a cheap way to be able to do that. Yeah, too much information given the game, and it didn't seem like it was going to be overpowered. Like it's no triangle over someone in Battlefield or anything like that.
Yeah, I think I would like it because sometimes that's where I struggle in that game. If you get separated from your team and they're like 180 from me, so then I'm looking at them going, okay, 180 should be this, so I gotta look here. Like it.
Apparently, there's some in the military they teach you for that sort of situation. Given your distance between you and the person making the call and the angle between the two of you, there's some quick math equation to figure out exactly what your number would be. But who's gonna memorize that? I'm not in the military.
Right. I like the ping system. So
the ping system, we'll have to mess with that more and see if we can. Get that going. Now I think that is actually all my video game news.
Awesome.
Finale of Castle Rock.
Yeah.
Was last week.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. TJ hasn't watched it. I won't give any spoilers. It was very cool. I was a huge fan. I have some questions about some storylines that they threw in there. I can't wait until you watch the ending. You'll have to text me when you do it, and I think you will, because I think you'll have questions.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I think I'm going back one. I think we talked about that last week, but I didn't get to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back a couple and watch again.
Yeah, I think you may be disappointed in a little bit, but I think you'll be excited from it anyway. And there was an after credit scene that I think sets up the next season.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be. I'm not gonna say, even though I really want to. Super pumped for the next season of that. I think that's all I watched. I've been catching up on Parks and Rec again, rewatching that because I'm supposed to be doing a
Chevy Chase in that.
Chevy Chase in Parks and Rec?
Yeah,
no, that's Community.
Okay,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is Parks and Rec doing a trivia night either this Thursday or next Thursday. I should really probably figure that out. And then I went and I saw a bunch of bands this weekend.
Where'd you go?
That was probably the highlight of my weekend. Fort Wayne this is the 3rd annual Middle Waves, which is a big music festival they throw. They get a bunch of local bands, but then they also get some bigger bands to come and play. 2/3 of the festival's free. So you have 2 full-on stages in our downtown park that are free, open to the public, kids of all ages, all that kind of stuff. And then they have a 3rd main stage that you have to pay to go in there and view, and that's where they have all the bigger national act kind of stuff go and play. Last year, the headliner was MGMT, and the first year, the headliner at the main stage was the Flaming Lips. So it's not like just small little garbage bands. Like they get some big names in there. This year was Dr. Dog, who I've never heard of, but I don't know. Not really my thing. I don't think. But, I did say I started listening to. I found a playlist somebody had made on Google Play that just had a couple songs from all the artists that were there, and I'm glad that I didn't listen to that earlier, because I definitely would have bought tickets to go to the main stage too.
Right.
Because they were some pretty cool bands, and I just didn't want to spend $120 or whatever, 107 bucks, whatever the main tickets were, because they set it up so if you buy in early before they announce any bands, you pay significantly less. So as they announce bands that'll be playing, they up the tier of the price.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I'm talking a lot and my mouth's getting real dry. Right. Let's see. I did listen to a couple of real cool bands. Bodega was this band from New York. I really can't describe their sound. It's definitely rock. They just kind of almost have a we found each other just like banging on trash cans in the street of New York kind of sound to them. But it was really cool. Just full get up, drums, guitar. Some chick who I guess was the lead singer. She had just had like a drum that she hit or a cymbal that she hit, and then she did singing. My girlfriend said she looked like the kind of girl who's a vegan but then gets drunk and eats cheeseburgers.
Those are the best kind of girls.
Right? Which was kind of funny. They were really cool. Just had a really, really awesome live show. There was a local band from a city a little bit south nearby here from Goshen, Indiana, called Lola Cura. It's a Spanish rock band, and they were kick-ass. They had a dude playing saxophone, dude playing guitar, dude playing bass, and then bongo drums and a regular drum set. And
oh yeah,
the drums were very jazzy, and I really like that. Go figure, a guy who listens to NPR likes jazz.
I couldn't figure you for a guy that listened to NPR.
Oh, every day of my life. That's the only radio station that's programmed in my car, actually, is NPR.
Wow. that is a revelation.
There's some good stuff on there,
There
man.
is.
So Lola Cura, local band, T-Zank. He's a rapper, actually. He has some pretty cool stuff. Put on a really kick-ass live show. It was cool because he had an actual accompaniment. So there was a guy playing bass, a guy playing guitar, a guy playing drums, and then his dude up there with, I don't know what it's called. Is it a synth? He's like making beats by pressing buttons on maybe just an electronic drum set kind of sort of thing.
Yeah, they
doing the repeating and all that kind of stuff up there.
I don't know what they call it, but
you know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely. The Chinese dude on Linkin Park pretty much owns that. Yeah.
Exactly. That thing. So that was real cool. They had some really heavy hits. Here's what I'll say. I think I would love any band that I saw play live, just because they're live and they're in front of me and it has that energy to it. Unless it was just like some absolutely hot garbage show. Listening to some of them on CD, because I've been listening to it. Not as good, just not as impressive because you're missing out on the energy, but still worth checking out.
I'll interject here. Back in the mid 90s, Dave Matthews Band was insanely popular. They'd had a couple records come out. I couldn't stand, like, a couple other songs were okay, but I couldn't stand them, dude. My best friend at the time, his name was Chuck. He used to listen to this shit. We were working together. He would listen to this shit. He would take me to work. He would take me home. He would listen to it in the car both ways. What's so funny? My buddy Chuck. Different Chuck. Wow, inside joke there. You guys wouldn't know. I'm sorry. But yeah, so my good buddy Chuck that I used to work with. No, his name was Chuck Vinsel. He's an old friend of mine down in Alabama. But anyway, I would ride to work with him, and he would listen to this shit on the way to work, while we were at work, and on the way home from work. And I wanted to get a revolver and eat the motherfucker. It was bad.
Suicide prevention line can be found online.
Okay, I didn't really want to do that, but I'm just saying, like, I couldn't stand Dave Matthews Band. And then I saw him live. It completely changed my point of view. And now,
how much did it change your point of view?
120%. I still don't like their studio albums. Not that the songs are bad, it just doesn't do it for me. But I will go and I will download individual shows, just different shows to. I have probably on physical disc that I've purchased from stores. I've probably got 4 live CDs, and on the Google Play Music, I have put out like 30 some live CDs on there, and I've listened to a third of them, but I love them all. I don't know what it is. You were talking about you like listening to people live and then listen to them in studio, and you're like, meh.
And you know what? I think I'm getting more towards that. I used to be fuck live music. Like if it would come up on Pandora, it would be an instant skip because I'm not interested in listening to it live. But now that
Concerts are my jam.
Started going to more concerts and seeing more live music, I think I'm slowly switching over where I want to listen to the live stuff. I want to listen to the crowd get amped up with them getting amped up, and then you get way more flair in the instruments, and maybe they throw in a solo that wouldn't regularly
some
be in there in
bands
the studio.
Are just, it's not that they're better performing live, but they are so good with their instruments that when they get to do it live and they get to do all these variations and they're just out there jamming, it's actually just a better product.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Widespread Panic was another example. And a lot of people like Fish. I never really liked Fish, but Widespread Panic was the same way. He would listen to their studio albums, and I thought a couple of them were okay, but I got to see them live, and I started buying their live CDs, and they were pretty awesome. So, anyway,
see, and then I'm 100% opposite of you guys. I don't like the live music. I like listening to it all nice and doctored up.
I mean, I don't dislike that, but some bands, I just think if you're not that you're missing out, but you're missing the point of what they're trying to give you. You know, if you don't listen to their live stuff.
Venereal diseases.
That might be the ultimate goal. Yeah,
I could see where you're coming from, though.
Yeah,
like there's because I think I've seen a couple bands like Leonard Skinner, Peter Frampton, went with you, Wes, to Guns N' Roses. But I went and saw 311 and Sublime together. And absolutely, that's the first time I've absolutely like loved a concert. So I can see where, and I think it was the music, like you can hear the bass, you can feel the bass, but sometimes what is that song? It gets down into your soul.
Mm-hmm.
Feel the kick bass in your soul there.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you into it. So I agree, but like there's something about it I can't stand listening. I, like Zach was saying, just skip straight through it. If I hear if it comes on my playlist, I'm like out.
There's one band I've been listening to that has some live stuff on the one album that they have out. They're kind of a R&B band, kind of jazzy R&B, and I actually find myself gravitating more to the live versions, and I didn't realize it until we started having this conversation right here. So
why do you have a lighter in your hand?
I don't know. I bought it at the
trick.
Dinosaur Jr. concert.
Oh, nice.
It's backwards if you see it in there. But buying lighters from the concerts I go to, because they're only ever like $5 instead of buying a t-shirt for like 30 bucks or 40 bucks. Like, I'll just buy lighters and have myself a little collection of lighters. I've got a front bottoms lighter somewhere around here too.
Ooh.
So yeah, I got to go see Dinosaur Jr. Actually, that was awesome.
Thumbs
on the
up.
First night, that was the after party for the music festival, and they were handing out tickets to it for free. And just happened to have somebody come up and was like, "Hey, you guys want to go check this out?" And I'm like, "Whoa, yeah, I do." Funny story about that. So it was my job to go get McKenna a pair of earplugs before the weekend started, because I have earplugs. And I just brushed it off. I didn't want to drive through the traffic. I had to drive the wrong way and then turn across construction and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't bother with it on Friday. And I was just thinking to myself, well, I'm not going to take my earplugs anyway, because we're just going to a music festival outside. Like, it's not as deafening being outside as it is in an enclosed space.
Wrong.
I don't know about all that.
I still believe that. But we get invited to this after party thing, which is inside at and we've got a new music theater that opened up in town called the Clyde, and it's inside there. So we get there a little bit before Dinosaur Jr. is supposed to go on at midnight. We get there at like 11, so there's a band opening for them, and they're up there setting up, and I see this older looking guy with some crazy long hair, and he's got his beard all kind of tuffed up in the middle, like tied together, and walking out with the bass. And I see this other old guy just bald, just like a plain old shirt on. Then I see this other dude who just, I don't know, I'm gonna say kind of looks just like shit, like real greasy hair, just in a black shirt with black skinny jean kind of sort of thing going on. Not quite skinny jeans, but you know what I mean, not like loose fit. And like I immediately clicks in my head, well, this is gonna be a hardcore metal band, and that's not McKenna's thing. So I managed to look down at her and I go, I'm so sorry for what's about to happen, as the dude just opens up with just wah, just instantly. So then she's stuck there without earplugs inside listening to a metal band. And I mean, well, I have my earplugs in because I brought them with me.
Mister, I'm not going to bring my earplugs. Here, use my plugs.
Hey, I would have been fine sharing. I clean my ears out every day of my life. No earwax left in there for me. And then they played, and it wasn't terrible. The vocals don't do anything for me, and the dude was tearing the bass apart, and the guy on drums was killing it, so it was cool. And then Dinosaur Jr. came out, and that was way more mellow.
Oh, yeah.
That dude can tear a guitar apart and make it look effortless. Holy shit. Was that something else? And I actually, talking to a buddy of mine at work, he was just ripping this thing apart on some sick solos. Apparently he considers himself an even better drummer. Like, guitar is not his thing, drumming is his thing. He's just one of those multi-talented, I can do
every instrument.
He's a Dave Grohl, I guess. And yeah, if he can play drums better than he can play guitar, I'd like to see that.
You know, Frank Iero was one of the guitar players from My Chemical Romance, and after they broke up, he started his own band called like Frank Iero and the Stomach Aches, and now it's Frank Iero and the, I don't know what it is, but it's always him and the blah blah blah. Turns out there is no blah blah blah. He plays every instrument on his albums. No idea.
Really cool.
I had no idea.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That actually makes me want to go check some of those out.
Yeah. I mean, his stuff's not really my thing, but when I found that out, I was like, wow, okay. You know what? I appreciate this more.
It might not be my thing, but I can appreciate it and think what he does is awesome. Yeah, that was Friday and Saturday. That's what I did. We had the Johnny Appleseed Festival. I don't know. You guys are Midwestern. Are you familiar with Johnny Appleseed?
No.
I know who Johnny Appleseed was.
I mean, I know, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just if you know who Johnny Appleseed is, we have a Johnny Appleseed Festival every year here, because supposedly we have Johnny Appleseed's grave here in Fort Wayne, right outside of our War Memorial Coliseum up on a hill. So it's just basically Pioneer Fest. All these schools and churches and stuff show up in pioneer garb and make caramel apples and chicken and dumplings, and then there's a bunch of food stands and a bunch of people just selling random old-timey shit and some not old-timey shit, and you
caramel apple funnel cakes.
Yep, funnel cakes, caramel apples. We have this kick-ass dude who makes fudge around here. I got some pumpkin pie fudge that was real good. Not as good as the maple, but it was still pretty good. Ate a turkey leg. Turns out turkey legs aren't really my thing.
They are mine. I like that dark meat.
It just didn't have enough taste for me. And Jesus, could there be any more tendons in that thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like,
chicken's the way to go for
isn't
legs.
It just like a grown-up chicken? Like, come on, there's like
giant chicken.
I don't know. So that was cool. It was hotter than hell. I'm ready for it to stop being 85 degrees in September.
Did you have any deep fried Reese cups?
I did not. There's not a whole lot of deep frying going on there, actually.
Damn.
Surprisingly, everybody's out there cooking on grills and cast iron and shit.
You know what was big in Alabama around the time I was going to all these outdoor festivals? Fucking deep fried Twinkies.
Twinkies. That's what
Snickers.
started it. Yep. Snickers and Reese cups. I had one before. It was pretty good.
I don't think
feel
I've
like I
ever
was
had
gonna die.
any.
I would just take
Any
some
deep-fried
damn
weird
deep
food.
fried French fries and all the.
Right?
I don't need all the extras like Twinkies. I can't
Uh-uh.
stand Twinkies to begin with, but apparently something magical happens to them when you throw them in a fryer. So.
Well, yeah, that's where the flavor's at, man. There's one thing I learned from Alton Brown.
What else you got?
Nothing really. I think that's all I got, actually. It lasted longer than I thought it was going to. All the things that I had.
Is what it is.
Yeah. I'm sure if I think of anything, I'll just jump right in there in between you guys. I have to go watch scary movies at some point this week, so I'm not real excited about that.
Oh,
I'm excited about that for you.
I am going to go see Nun at some point, and then there was another movie that might not be scary that came out that I have to go see, but I don't remember what it is. So yeah, there's that.
We'll look forward to the report next week.
Was it Halloween?
No. Luckily, McKenna's not much of a slasher film movie because I just don't get it. Like, they don't scare me. It bores me.
Okay, is it her or is it you?
What?
You said she wasn't much of a horror slasher film.
No, she's not much of a specifically slasher.
Okay, and you're saying you just don't get.
I'm not much of a slasher person either.
Okay,
like it works out that I don't have to go watch those because I'll go watch a scary movie, I guess, because it scares me and that's kind of cool. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not so big on the slashers, but my wife kind of likes them. Whatevs. All right.
Whatevs.
What'd you do this week, Nugget?
Man, I did absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm going to I'm gonna get the boring stuff out of the way first. So first I had my refrigerator not cooling stuff, but the freezer was freezing and the meat/cheese drawer was cooling. So I tried to fix that and that didn't work. And then the air conditioning started leaking water all over the place. So we worked on that and we had to call somebody to pay to have that fixed. And if you ever have your air conditioner overflowing and you clean everything out and you think it's clean good, just take a toothpick and shove it in the big hole. And that's all the dude did. And now it works fine.
Bitch.
So
how much did that cost you?
How much did he?
You know, surprisingly, Belinda's a big Groupon person. So she actually found like a winter get your system ready Groupon for like $50.
No service charge.
Yeah. So $50. Everything looks good now. And he was like, well, I'll fix some of this stuff because we had bought some pieces to put together the pipe that she broke because she wanted to take it apart and look at it too.
Oh, I saw the video.
He went ahead and did all that. So now that we got the boring stuff that took all my freaking week up besides work, I did play some PUBG. I can't shoot the mutant like Zach can. So I'll leave it to him whenever we play. He can have it all the time.
They call me the mutant.
That's right. I just suck at controlling my recoil. I still can't think in the middle of a close-up gunfight to pull down on the mouse when I'm trying to shoot at the same time. It just does not work in my head. Like, I can't put two and two together.
Hey, man, that's what the practice range is for.
I might have to start going to it now that they got the practice range out there. Oh, and something else I want to talk about. So, it just appeared out of the update. There's a free, I guess, what would you kids call it these days? Fortnite Season Pass?
Yeah.
On PUBG.
Is it really, though, or is it just more like they're implementing a progression system?
I think it's something. What do you get in Fortnite when you rank up?
You can unlock new characters, you can unlock new little emotes, you can unlock dances, or like they have like these emotes that you could like throw up like signs or spray paint that you can spray paint on walls and shit. And they have the dances and stuff like that. Then they have the backpacks, they have gliders, and they have new people. All
right, so I would assume this is just like a free pass. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to end. It never said it was going to be, and I never heard anything about it. And it was just there, and it doesn't say when it's going to end. But it's so it's every 10. So when you rank up your first level 1 to level 2, you get a permanent item. So I got like a biker jacket. It was they do colors now. I think they've always done colors. So cool. Like, yeah, I was. I blew up in a bike the other day, and it didn't save my life. But it was an epic or a rare. It's blue. I don't know the color schemes of everything. So then in between your 10 ranks, every time you rank up, they give you another skin of like clothing or weapon item, like skin, and it's not permanent. So you get it for like some of them you get for 6 days, some of them you get for 13 days, some of them get, I don't know, I think the latest one I had was 13. So by the time you get to your 10th rank into your 11th, you now have like 10 skins, 1 permanent or 2 because you get into your 11th rank. So 2 permanent and 8 that you get for a certain amount of days, and then they're gone.
So when you say skins, do you just mean like individual clothing items, like shirts,
clothing
hats,
items? Yeah,
glasses?
I've only found clothing items. I haven't got any weapon skins.
Fortnite has a thing where if you don't buy the season pass, they still have the progression system, and every so many levels, you still unlock things like whether it's XP bonuses or V-Bucks, their currency, or gliders and stuff like that. It's like probably like you said, every 10 levels. So it sounds more like kind of like their free progression, but they've also added in temporary stuff, which is cool. Because if you don't have to pay for it, you don't get to keep it, but at least you get to use it as long as you're while you're playing. Because as long as you're playing and continuing to level up, then you'll continue to unlock slowly the permanent stuff and more non-permanent stuff as well for free.
Yeah, and then the ranking, I think it's just a set 10,000 BP or XP. I guess it's 10,000, so it doesn't ever go up bigger. It stays like. Rank 1 to 2 is 10,000. 10 to 11 is 10,000. And they did a way better job this time. Is their formula? I wish they would put in like what I call assists, or I guess your downs. That and then somebody else ends up killing them. I wish they would count that in towards that formula of XP. But now it's they added. You have kills, and you have like where you injure somebody, but then they've added in. Now your time that you stayed alive counts as XP.
Oh, that's cool.
So now it's rewarding some people who aren't, the people who just go out like me. Like I can't just go out and murder 12 people in PUBG. I got lucky. I think my highest time was 7, and that's been once. So it rewards me, not just camping because I don't camp, but sometimes I don't run into people and I don't go looking for it. So now I'm getting some XP for that. Just being alive is giving you XP. But that's a daily thing. And you remember last time I complained about it, you got 200 a cap. Once you got those 200 XP points, you didn't get any more for the day. Well, they set that up now. It's like 20,000 points daily.
There you go.
So I'm happy about that. And anything that you unlock, like your challenges, you have daily and weekly. So say it's kill 5 people with an AR as a daily challenge. Well, we'll say 10,000 XP. That doesn't count towards your daily collection of XP. Only your in-game rewards of XP is what counts towards that daily goal. So like somebody like me I'm never going to hit that 20,000. There's no way. But people who play it like 8 to 10 hours a day, at least gives them some room to keep going and rewarded for their long-ass playing time.
I like it.
So I was excited about that. They brought in the laser. There's now lasers you can put on the bottom. You lose your grip attachment if you put the laser on there, but it makes it more stable for hip firing, which scares me with the Vector.
I think it's incredibly lame that the lasers aren't visible to anyone except for the person who has it equipped.
You know what? I was going to say, I'm glad you said that because I was going to ask when you said it makes it more stable, my eyes lit up because then the next thing you said was for the person firing from the hip. In my experience in almost all video games, anytime they put laser sights on something, it decreases the performance of the game itself fairly significantly. And
Yeah.
so when you said that, well, the only person that can see the lasers is the person that's using them, it makes sense, because otherwise you got 40 people out there running around with laser sights on. I could just see the degradation accumulate.
Wow.
Be bad.
Speaking of lasers, do you remember Rainbow Six when you turned on the laser mode? That was good times. Pew, pew,
That was
pew,
good
pew,
times.
pew.
I liked when we played Michael Myers. But I would like trick people, and I would put the laser at the ground, and they would think it was the motion detector, and they'd come walking through it. It's just with the shotgun. Oh. But then Michael Myers walking around just scared the bejesus out of you. Yeah.
The biggest thing I remember about Rainbow Six is you always locking people in a door and they couldn't open it on the other side. They get so mad.
Studio.
They would get so fucking mad that they couldn't get a door open. There were no grenades to blow it up. So
Yep.
like, no,
Those are the good old days.
I'm just gonna stay here.
Yeah, the Patrick Swayze dance studio. We'd lock ourselves in there, and the enemy team could never get us.
All right, so they got laser sights in PUBG.
Yeah, they got lasers. They got the new gun, the mutant. I think that's it. I was really excited to see this XP system because one, the amount of boxes that you get when you cash in your XP that are locked and you have to pay cash for a key to unlock them is ridiculous. So now here's something to give you some clothing items. And I'm curious if you could sell those. Like if I could sell my rare jacket in the marketplace. No, Zach shaking his head no. So there we go. Got my answer.
I don't know it for a fact, but I don't believe it that you could.
How are they still getting away with gifting you or you earning crates through your XP that you have to fucking pay money?
Counter-Strike still does it.
Fuck Counter-Strike.
Esports ready.
I have no good reason why they still do it or why people still spend the money to do it. But people are, so why wouldn't they?
I guess.
And then they had they did have, I don't know if you looked through your little store, Zach, when you were on there, but you could spend I think it was like 20,000 of your BP, your battle points, and get an actual look like a biker helmet, but somebody did some art on the side of it. So that was something else they did. It was in its own little section, like where you would buy the parachute for cash and the Doc skins and whoever the other guy was, not Ninja, whatever. But anyways, there was a helmet in there, and it's 20,000 BP. But I don't know if it's a helmet your level 1 helmet would then look like that helmet when you put it on.
Yeah, I bet that's exactly what it is.
Okay, so if that's the case, yeah. So, but that was, to me though, super expensive, 20,000 battle points, because I played all weekend and I'm up to 3,000.
Yeah, that's true. But if you think about it in terms of how many battle points you've spent on loot boxes so far already,
true.
That's not that many. They do that in Heroes of the Storm every other patch or something like that. They'll swap out some special mount that you can get, so it'll be like a gold treasure goblin, so you can buy that for 10,000 gold, and then 2 patches from that, it'll be an orange treasure goblin or something else. It's not always treasure goblins. I just couldn't think of an actual example. But they're just limited time, and they might roll around at some point. But
yeah, so that's what I'm working towards right now. I'm saving up. I'm not going to buy a crate because it might be locked. So I'd rather save up 20,000, at least get this permanent looking level 1 helmet.
Yeah, so I think that's cool.
We had a lot of fun being locked in that room and getting killed by grenades. That was, I think,
bodies
that's
flying
the part
everywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't let the bodies hit the floor. It was let the bodies
hit
fly
the
out
door.
the door. Yeah. But it just comes down to, that's the funnest part, man. I know some people want to be serious, and we've had these discussions before about just taking the game way too serious. I think I have more fun when it's just having a good time. And if we, if you get to a top 10 or a top 5 situation, then obviously everybody calms down and gets serious for a second. But man, just enjoying the ride to get to that point is what makes that game and many others fun that I normally
just,
wouldn't play.
This is just what playing games is about, man. Like, it's not about taking it seriously. It's about sitting down and having a good time with your buddies.
Small
and fun,
individual experiences and group experiences.
Yeah. It just comes back to, at some point, gaming lost its way and became some super serious try-hard fest. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try to win, but let's just calm down a little bit.
Not everything has to be such a fucking competition.
Exactly.
Oh, but it's going to be. Did you guys see that? That brings up a nice little segue into something I was going to forget to talk about. Did you see the Sports Illustrated cover?
No.
Ninja. From whatever he plays, Fortnite?
Yeah.
He's going to be on a Sports Illustrated cover.
Interesting.
So I thought that was pretty neat.
That is incredibly interesting because he's not... Does he compete in esports?
He has in the past, and I know he has held a few. He has like hosted a few tournaments in Vegas.
Okay, that just seems. I don't know. I guess I don't pay
Which
attention
part
to
of
Sports
the
Illustrated.
part of the gimmick was for him to be involved in the playing, but not like for a serious try to win type.
Okay, how often does Sports Illustrated? I assume pretty often highlight like sports owners, like team owners, on the front cover of a Sports Illustrated.
For
or anything like that. And if not for any sports, like, do owners often make it on the front?
Probably not.
I don't think I've ever
weird to
seen
me
it.
to pick Ninja not as a player because he doesn't really compete.
But he competes every day. Like, there are people that say he's not a pro player because he's not part of an esports team.
That's where I would sit.
I say he makes his money playing the game. That makes him a pro.
I think he does it as a career almost, or for a living, but I wouldn't consider him a professional esports player.
Right.
I think, I don't know. For instance, the odd one is an ex-pro player because he still plays League of Legends and makes money from Twitch from doing that, but he's no longer on TSM as a team for League of Legends, so I wouldn't consider him still a pro player.
Drew says it's ESPN, the magazine, not Sports Illustrated.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate it. I get all
Where'd
excited.
you get off correcting us? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, no, I'm glad he did, because then that would have been bad news.
And he says he is part of the competitive Fortnite scene, so...
Oh, yeah, cool. But, part of the scene... Oh, shit, I just blasted my microphone.
Part of the scene isn't necessarily...
Interesting.
So, back to what I was talking about with the Switch Live thing, it did go live, and it actually went live early, like a couple hours early. So I'm going to get on and I'm going to buy that because it's only $20 for the year. But did you guys see that there's going to be a limited edition, I believe? Maybe not limited edition, but a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate bundle for the Switch that has special graphics on the dock and on the Switch itself?
No.
Yeah. Hit me with the FC. I don't know what that means.
We're not down with the young folk talk,
right? I'm an old fogey. What's hit me with the FC mean, Adro?
Oh,
friend code.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I will hit you up with that in a bit, man. I'll send you a message on Twitch.
Sweet.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt. Keep going on here.
No. So I think that was it for me on PUBG. I did play some Rainbow Six Siege. I always want to call it Vegas because I just revert back to my younger days when the field next to my house wasn't a mall.
Muscle memory.
But we played some Siege. For the first time on mouse and keyboard, because obviously I think I was like a level 90, almost to 100 on console, but on PC it's taking me a little longer to get used to things. But I made MVP.
Nice.
On Siege.
Dang.
Yeah. I was excited. I killed some dudes and did some objectives. So made the MVP. We played some of that. It's still a smooth playing game. It's still very hard to get into the new maps and not die instantly because you walk in and there's like a random hole or a window. And the new operators are pretty crazy. One of them has a shield. Now, and this is on the defending team has a shield now.
Ooh.
And it electrocutes you, which slows you down while you're being electrocuted. And eventually, if it stays on you long enough or close enough, you start taking damage from the electrocution.
At what point of this game is it just going to be like the teams meet in the middle and play rock, paper, scissors? It seems like it's all based on like loadouts and who picks what and who can counter what that person can do. And
yeah, and I'm really scared because I didn't see any Stormy Daniels.
I don't even want to know.
I just saw it out of the corner of my eye. It made me laugh.
He said, "Don't look it up. Trust me. What's the first thing we're gonna do?"
So yeah, I'm worried about the shield. I don't know who counters the shield. Like,
watch the birdie.
Appreciate the host, Thunder Cheeto.
Jeez, I cracked myself up.
So I'm wondering if like the dude that throws the EMPs, would he counter the shield? Like, can he knock the shield's power out? So I don't know. There's a couple. Those two new operators were the one was very hard to deal with, the shield guy. And other than that, I just got sniped from across the map through a hole, through a window. Oh. Oh,
so this just in.
Oh,
the POTUS has a TOTUS between his legs, apparently. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, that's all I got.
The dots, too.
Oh, shit. That's all I got on that. Unless you guys have any questions about Rainbow Six Siege. We played it. We won some. We lost some.
I said I had a frog in my throat earlier. It wasn't that one.
It wasn't Toad.
No.
It wasn't the POTUS Totus. Oh, boy.
Yeti pubes?
Oh, shit.
Sorry, I'll quit.
Oh,
the mushroom character in Mario Kart. What a description. There you go, Stormy.
So yeah, no movies, no TV shows this week. That's I think that's all I did. I think we had a really just busy week doing life stuff, man.
Yeah.
So for all you out there struggling with life stuff, just keep going. Keep keeping on. You can get through it.
Keep on keeping on.
West Man.
Well, first, him talking about his music festival that he went to made me want to ask you if you had ever heard of Bourbon and Beyond.
No.
Okay. There is, get this shit, this weekend, a music festival in Louisville on Saturday and Sunday. I don't know about Friday. I thought there was a Friday too, but apparently not. Saturday, John Mayer, Lenny Kravitz, David Byrne, Sheryl Crow, Brian Setzer, Hebmo, whoever that is, JJ Gray and Mofro, Joseph, Indy Bear, and, well, I don't know these people, so I'm going to skip to Sunday. Sunday, Sting, Robert Plant, Counting Crows, Government Mule, Paleo, Blackberry Smoke, The Record Company, more people I don't know, blah, blah. Lots of shit. Lots of bourbon, lots of food. And it's in Louisville, just up the road.
I lied. I was invited to this.
Bitch. What do you mean? You just said you never heard of it.
I lied.
Why would you do that to me?
I didn't want you to get mad.
Okay.
No, so, I heard of this probably about 2 months ago. My cousin was interested in going, but I seriously, like, I knew I couldn't go, so it was like in one ear and out the other. That's why it didn't sound familiar until you started reading off the people it was going to be there, and I was like, oh shit, I have heard of this.
My wife really wants to go.
How much are tickets to this thing?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
I'm clicking on it right now.
Buy tickets now.
I just closed the page.
Oh,
150,
150 for general admission.
500 for
Is that
VIP.
for both days?
That's for both days.
22nd,
Yeah.
23rd, yeah.
Individually, they're $200 if you buy tickets for Saturday and then also a ticket for Sunday.
$200 total?
No, yeah. So 110 for just Saturday and then 90 for just Sunday.
Okay,
If you went
okay.
Saturday and like, well, that was pretty kick ass. Might as well buy tomorrow's.
Not bad, really. I mean, whatever. Probably just go to a restaurant near there and hang out. And...
Right.
Listen.
Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that up since we were talking about music festivals in town and shit. I did a lot of stuff. I finished watching Jack Ryan. I want to get that out of the way from the get-go.
I feel like I also finished watching Jack Ryan.
I didn't finish it that night. Well, sometimes when I partake in the sauce, I like to send you guys pictures of what I'm doing. That doesn't sound when I'm watching TV. So it's really good. I tell you what, we talked about. I guess I'm gonna go straight out to the nug scale here. I'm going straight up 8 out of 10 nugs. I know Nugget, you went 7. I would go 9. Yeah. I would go 9 out of 10 nugs. Except this is what they did that pissed me off. The thing with Ebola, I thought was genius, and then to turn around and make it some, and I'm not really spoiling stuff here, but they turn it around and shift away from the Ebola part, and then bring another kind of attack element into it at the last minute, and I thought that was kind of just out of nowhere, and it didn't make a shit ton of sense. But then there was the thing with Jack Ryan's girlfriend. I'm sorry, she just popped up. They crossed paths professionally, so to speak, way too many times in the last few episodes for me. Like that, it's just like, come on, are they really like, are their futures and their souls just tied together that much that just out of nowhere they just their destinies are intertwined? And give me a fucking break. They put her in there way too much. I'm fine with her having a part, but it was just everywhere you turn around, it's like, wow, that's Jack Ryan's girlfriend. Why is she here? I mean, I know why she's there, but they just wrote her in. It seems like they just did way too much writing her into shit. So, what you thought about that?
I didn't mind it. Love at first sight.
Here, examine the president, though. I mean, why not? I don't know. I really like the scene where they take her to this meeting, and then he walks in, and they're both just kind of like, here. But
well,
other than that,
know about the same things at that time,
right? But other than that, after that, it was just, to me, she had far too of a prominent role in things. I thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah, because you and me almost come to blows over this. You giving it a 9, and I'm so glad you finished it, and your scale came down. That made me happy.
You know what? But I still thought it was phenomenal. I still loved that. I loved it. It was great. 8 out of 10 is pretty high for me. Phenomenal. But yeah, definitely if you haven't checked out Jack Ryan, get Amazon Prime. If you got Amazon Prime, you can watch Jack Ryan. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, and if you guys have Twitch Prime, no, I'm just kidding.
You get to watch ads again.
Pretty much.
And if you watch ads, one of them has Kevin Bacon.
Are you serious?
Is he bacon?
Actually, I guess by law of statistics, one of them would have Kevin Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Twitch Prime ad. Yeah, they will soon. Anyway, so I watched Jack Ryan, and I was quite pleased with how that turned out. I like how they came around, in the first part where dude's like, you pull your gun out, shoot it. Right? And so that finally happened.
I live on the same
into
philosophy
the air
with things in my pants.
And then there were things I guess in that show that really kind of made me go, oh no, this is gonna mess everything up, in like a very dreadful, oh shit, the bad guys are gonna do something crazy because of this way. The second version of video game communication that happened from the safe house to that caught me totally off guard. And so, and I was just like, oh shit, because his dad tells him one thing and then he finds out something completely different from somebody else, and I'm just like, but at the end it really didn't. I'm not spoiling. I'm not spoiling. That's the whole thing. You don't even know, unless you've watched it, you don't even know who I'm talking about when I say his. So, but I thought it was going to play into it a lot more, and it really didn't seem to have much of an effect at all on anything. So yeah, I watched that. Did that today. Then I played some games. Finished Alan Wake on stream. I don't remember that game being such a mindfuck at the end as it was. It really, like, you get an ending and your person is saved or whatever, but I guess you kind of sacrifice yourself to the lake at the end. And so I came away from that kind of disappointed. But why are you doing this to me,
man? Ty.
I came away from that kind of disappointed. But I mean, I'd done it before, and I remember really liking it, and I liked the ending. But I guess I didn't remember how much lack of closure there was. Then I found out, hey, there's 2 DLC episodes, and at least one of them, or both of them, are story related, and I've never played either one of them. So,
well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Sound like Funny Man, Edro. I'll mess around and end up in Atlanta. So yeah, there's that. Tonight, I played a little game called Virginia.
I saw you on Virginia.
I enjoyed Virginia. That didn't sound right.
I'm sure you did.
I enjoyed Virginia immensely with my Mario Kart character. It's a game that came out about 2 years ago this week. It's the art style is kind of like watercolor, first person, although there's like no shooting or anything. It's more just looking and clicking and shit. But it tells the story of what are you doing? Why are y'all trying to mess me up tonight?
Me.
It tells the story of an FBI agent who is on the first day of the job, and her first assignment is paired with another FBI agent, and they are to investigate a missing persons case in the town of Kingdom, Virginia. And the girl that it's centered on also has another objective, which is she's conducting an investigation for internal affairs on the person that she was partnered with. So you're going through the investigation, and you kind of have this rocky, uneasy relationship with your partner, and you're trying to figure stuff out. And there's not one line of dialogue in this entire movie or show, fucking game. Goddamn. There's not one line of dialogue in the game. It's all kind of silent. There's no talking. There's no text. There's no nothing. It's just reading shit or figuring it out, watching things, visual cues, audio cues, stuff like that. But it's like a series. It's very cinematic, and it's really like, you know, the perfect scenes in some movies where like a great song at the end is playing and all the things are coming together. Like they show like a montage of scenes, kind of like I don't know, depending on the movie, like a family reuniting, being happy, and then, you know, this character finally getting to achieve whatever they were trying to strive for the whole day or the whole movie. And just kind of like a collection of scenes that kind of wrap up a movie set to a song. And so it's very audibly and visually pleasing, even though there's not really any words going on. Kind of understand what I'm saying there? Especially really well done in the 80s. It's like almost every scene in that game ends like that. with really, really good music and just some. You're just watching, and that's how you figure stuff out. And I can't. It's very hard to describe. I went. I'm about halfway through it, and I wasn't going to finish it before this, so I went ahead and I went to IGN to see what they had to say about it, and they gave it an 8.5. And I kind of. I mean, I would go close to that. I'd give it an 8 so far. Apparently, there's some plot twists and shit to come, but I think it's very well executed. Very strange and kind of abstract, but because at first you're like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand this. And you realize that you're supposed to kind of decipher the story as you go based on the clues that you look at and the things that you see, and just you kind of start absorbing the story that they're telling you really through the music and facial expressions and interactions and shit like that. Honestly, it was free on Twitch for Twitch Prime a couple months ago. It's been free on Xbox Live a couple times. If you've got it, if you got an opportunity to, I would definitely check it out. It takes like 2 hours to beat, they say, if you run through it quickly. The reviewer said he's played through it multiple times and he's going to go back through it again just because it's enjoyable and he wants to find out more stuff, but or try to understand it more. I think it's, so far from what I played, it's great. I was really surprised because I was expecting I'd play it for 15 minutes and delete it. And I'm glad I played it. Pretty cool. Name's Virginia.
Speaking of states names,
Virginia.
I was just going through and saw a game on Steam called Kentucky Route Zero. I thought that was neat. You were just talking about states name and it reminded me of that.
I think it's fairly popular, at least it used to be.
Yeah, no, it's looking at it on Steam right now again because I wanted to make sure I had the name right, so I don't get called out again. Sports Illustrated. No, thank you, Dropper. User reviews very positive. Currently popular. It's down 70%, so it's $7 from $24.99. It came out in 2013.
Yeah,
but I just thought that was neat. I thought about picking it up just because it was Kentucky, and that's where we are, yo.
There you go.
Represent.
But yeah, Virginia. No.
Meet Virginia.
So then I also played another little game called Marvel's Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I played Madden. Did some more Ultimate Team in Madden. Been having a great time with that. And played some more Madden. Started franchise mode. Actually, here on the stream, gonna have like an owner franchise where you can use your hipster tiers to buy teams and bet on the games every week as we play them live on stream. It's kind of fun.
Your hipster tiers?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Exclamation points in the chat.
I got some hipster tiers, man.
Got some hipster tiers.
I'm gonna hoard that shit.
You can buy a team and you can bet on all the games. You get more hipster tiers, and I'm gonna have to set up some kind of redemption thing. People that have, because at the end of the day, there's really nothing you can do with them, but
except be number fucking
bet on
9.
them. And, well, play some roulette or something.
I'll let everyone else play roulette.
There you go.
And eventually, I'll be number 1.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have a PS4 Pro Spider-Man bundle drop into my lap, and it came with Spider-Man and the DLC and a year of PS Pro or whatever, and an extra controller. So, been wanting to play Spider-Man, and so I played the Spider-Man. And if you ever played the old Spider-Man back from like 2004 on the original Xbox, or Spider-Man 3 on the Xbox 360, it's very much like that. I think a lot of people didn't like a lot of Spider-Man 3 for some reason. I thought it was great. I played a lot of it. But this game is everything that those games were back then, with all of the bells and whistles that you would expect them to have now.
Okay.
Fucking looks great. It runs fluid as shit. I haven't had any slowdowns or anything like that. Voice acting's great. The lip syncing's great. The lighting is phenomenal. Story's really good so far. The collectibles are there. There's different kinds of currency you can get just for doing different things. Like by the way, Nugget. There's different kind of currency, like you get crime tokens for stopping crimes in the city. You get research tokens for doing research at Oscorp's research facilities. I haven't done a whole lot of all of that stuff, but it's a huge city. It looks fantastic, and it has never been more fun to swing around the city as Spider-Man. And
I have a question.
Sure.
I've heard that it is actually kind of a short game.
I don't know. It may be, but to me, the value in this kind of game isn't the story. It's like, I'll beat the story at some point, and I'll be like, okay, now I'm going to change the music to the old Spider-Man music with Tobey Maguire. And I'll get that fucking song where they're like, with Chad Kroger from Nickelback, where they're like, and they say that a hero can
save us.
Yes, the old Spider-Man song. I'll put that shit on there, and I will swing around the city, and I will stop crimes all fucking day long, and I'll love it until I get really tired of it, and then I'll stop, and then I'll do it again another day. So to me, that's the. Go ahead.
Oh, I heard that the swinging around the city is like a really good part of it, and it's so good that people are like opting out of using the fast travel. They would rather just swing to the
I would never fast. I didn't even know you could fast travel in that game, and I never have so far. It wasn't even a consideration. I have never even thought. I wonder if you can fast travel in this game, because fuck, why would I want to? No, yeah, dude, you can do so many cool things when you're swinging through the city. It's so good. I got a little boner thinking about it. I like it. It's good. I mean, I'm not gonna say like I don't have a nug scale for it yet, but I really am enjoying it. I don't know if you guys like superhero games. I would just fall over dead if they ever made a really good superhero game, like for Superman. The Batman games I absolutely love.
Oh, Arkham Asylum, so good.
This is a Spider-Man game that I can say at my age, this is the Spider-Man game that I've been waiting for 40 years.
Nice.
You know? There were other Spider-Man games that were made in the last 10 years that you did not have free roam of the city to swing around in, and they kind of sucked ass to me. I tried to play a couple of them, and I don't like Spider-Man like that. That's not the kind of game I want. I want a superhero game where I go and I protect the people of the city. I want to just follow a little story. I want an open world. I want web swinging that is intuitive. I remember when the first Spider-Man game came out on the Xbox, you just, and it didn't matter if you actually connected your webs to a building or not.
Yeah.
They would just connect to the air.
I remember that.
You can't do that. You have to have something to connect it to, and that's what makes it so great, because you can get around and be okay at it, or you can really get good at swinging through places. And sometimes you fuck up, and you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna hit a wall. But fire exits, fire escapes, like the stairs on the side of buildings, those kind of get in the way sometimes. But I mean, man. When you do it right, it feels so good. Sound right either. That's all I got to say about that. I like Spider-Man. Thumbs up. Go try it if you got a PS4 thing.
So would you suggest someone to go out and buy a PlayStation 4 specifically to play that game?
I did. I don't regret it.
Okay.
No. I'm going to tell you, the answer to that question is no. I would never suggest somebody buy a console for one game. But if you're gonna buy a console for a game, this would be one of them to do it on. The reason that I got it was because I wanted the bundle. I wanted, first of all, it was a good deal, but I wanted a special edition bundle because it's fucking glossy red and it has a giant white Spider-Man logo on it, and I just can't help it. It's pretty. But I finally wanted I think one of you guys had a special edition console. Didn't you have a console that has some shit on it, Nugget?
God of War
paint job?
Yeah.
Okay. And I've always wanted one.
I have the Modern Warfare or Advanced Warfare Xbox.
But I got this.
Nice.
Yeah.
It makes a weird
Too bad it was
startup
advanced.
sound.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Or some
The
shit.
drone sound or something from
Yeah.
the game, yeah. And no, TJ, you had the C3PO, the R2D2 one too.
Yeah, you did.
Because when you would turn it on, it would be like, it would do the R2D2 beeps. And he's like, I don't. Yes, you did. You did.
Or
I
were
would have
you-
never.
were
I
you-
would have. I was going to get it. I would have never got rid of it.
Okay, yeah, you never actually got it, right?
I
Is that
never
what
got
was?
it. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you pre-ordered it maybe and canceled the pre-order or something.
Possible.
Okay. But I always wanted a special edition console. But the reason I got it was now to play Spider-Man, but also I want to play MLB The Show. I want to play The Last of Us, and I already have The Last of Us remastered. My wife wants to play Kingdom Hearts, and we already have Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5.
God of War.
God of War. I want to play God of War. I want to play Heavy Rain. I want to play, what's the other one? Not The Last of Us, but Uncharted.
Oh yeah.
I've never played an Uncharted game.
Colossus ones, like that series.
Shadow of Colossus, I heard was great. I want to play Detroit. So I got this for the PlayStation exclusives more than anything.
What about this one?
Yeah, I'll play that. I'm not, dude. Everybody seems to like that
Horizon
game, but it
Zero
just
Dawn.
doesn't really seem like my thing. But I definitely want to try it out.
It has a chick in it and big things. I'm happy.
Big what?
Big things.
But mostly, you know, The Last of Us, Uncharted, Spider-Man, MLB The Show, and Detroit, especially Detroit, was the reasons that I got this. So I got it for all of the exclusives, but Spider-Man was the one that kind of pushed me over the edge to say, okay, now's the time.
Okay. There's some games coming out for it soon that I'm real interested in. So
I heard
don't know.
Detroit flopped.
Yeah, I mean, it may have flopped commercially, but I've heard from other people that it's a very interesting commentary on social commentary on humans and the state of the world and the way they treat their electronics. You ever cuss out your Siri or Google, or tell Google to shut the fuck up?
No.
Yeah.
I ask my
Call
computer
Siri a
what the
dumb
fuck's wrong with it
bitch. Yeah.
sometimes.
Well, what happens when the computers get tired of you doing that? They get tired of feeling like they're there to serve
Do
you.
you remember there was that website that you could go to that would turn your use of the Xbox into like a Twitter page for your Xbox?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh man, what was it called? It would just link up to your gamer tag, and you would go there, and it would be like, basically, my owner sat down and played me for 4 hours today. It was a great time. We had fun. Or like, oh, I've been neglected again. No one sat down to play me today. This is the third day in a row. No one's touched me. Like, that just makes me think of that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they talk about this point, the androids or the robots taking over and shit. When these things are, especially when you've got, like right now, we're getting to the height of like voice commands for things. You can order anything online. All you got to do is have an Alexa or a Google in your bathroom or your kitchen or wherever you're at. Boom, I need new toothpaste. Hey, so and so, remind me to order toothpaste, or order me toothpaste, and Alexa will send that shit to you. Sometimes with a fucking drone on the same day. But when you actually have movable, serviceable androids, humanoid type, servants that have this type of thinking technology where, they're made to think smarter and to be smarter to help serve you, and they start thinking that they have feelings, look the fuck out. Look the fuck out. Yeah. So it's it was something that always interested me. I've heard from several people that even though it flopped commercially and it actually got, I guess it got a bad rap because people were saying that there was some kind of racial undertones in it, which, I mean, there kind of were, but that was the point. Like, that was kind of the point they were trying to get across, was that these are like your new minorities and they're being treated as such. I don't know exactly, but no, I've heard that it's a great game, so I can't wait to play it. I don't know yet. We will definitely find out.
I'm excited for you to get into it.
Hell yeah!
I'd at least like to. Are you gonna stream that?
Oh yeah, That's the whole thing. Is like, I figure if I'm gonna keep doing these single player games, I've got to start getting these PlayStation exclusives. So.
Yeah, I'll definitely sit down and watch that. I want to experience all that with you.
And did we ever find out if we can space dock? So if you get them, can I play them?
I don't know. Pascal says
According
they do.
To Pascal,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, definitely, you got first dibs.
Yay!
Even though he probably has more games. But that's it for me. I don't think I played anything else. Oh no! Remember last week I wanted to play NBA Live 19, and stupid EA Access wouldn't let me. Mm-hmm. Well, I tried it again this week. Stupid EA Access still wouldn't let me. So I went and I re-downloaded it, which took 10 seconds because I don't know why. Even though, because I already had it installed. It just kind of, I guess it had to verify itself or something. I don't know. And we started it and I played it. Not my thing. I like sports games. I'm not going to say it's bad. I just don't like the way it controls. I played it for about 45 minutes. I got comfortable with the controls. I did lots of dunks as Shaquille O'Neal and lots of bounce passes with Allen Iverson, and I would take NBA 2K and its microtransactions any day over what I played. I didn't like the presentation. Whoops. Sorry. I didn't like
that mic.
I didn't like the overlays that they used for the game. I don't like the graphics they used for the overlays, like so and so versus so and so, and the commentary was a high point, and the graphics were okay. They were pretty good. Nothing glares bad about it. I just think it's whether you like NBA Live or 2K, and I'm more of a 2K guy when it comes to basketball.
Okay,
it's better than it used to be.
I like my Ford over my Chevy. They both have wheels.
Yeah, I guess. I used to play NBA Live, and this doesn't. Honestly, I played NBA Live while it was still considered good, and I didn't really like it that much then. Once I got introduced to 2K basketball, then NBA Live got really, really bad, and they canceled it for a year or two. And it came back, and it was still really bad, but making strides to improve. Now they're saying it's a lot better, and to me, it still feels like still feels like NBA Live, and I'm not interested. I gave it a shot, so I've already deleted that. But at the same time, I'm not really interested in playing 2K right now. So I'm a 2K guy, but 2K16 was the last good one they made. That's good, Husker, because that's the one that I own still. So that is it for me on the gameplay front, guys.
Yeah. Okay. If I could jump back into just one last game that I didn't talk about.
I had your turn.
No. I know. Luckily this will be short because I didn't really play it. I watched it. Tomb Raider.
Okay.
House of the Rising Sun.
Why doesn't she stream that?
Shadows.
She used to stream that.
I don't know. I can't get Gamer Chick to stream.
What's up, great one? How you doing, buddy?
I wish she would. Even just stream it without like a camera. That'd be cool. Yeah. So from what I've seen so far, it's if you like the first and second one, then you're gonna like this one. It's Tomb Raider. I feel like, I don't know if it's just the beginning, so they're the tutorial, so they're teaching you how to do some things, but it seems like they've put some more puzzling things in. There's paths that take you to special things, which has always been a Tomb Raider thing, like hidden paths that you'll find like a treasure chest. Only thing I was mad about was this one she couldn't open, so she has to get further in the game away from this place and then come back to it, which really sucks to me because I can't remember things as it is already, and now I got to remember that chest was back there and I need to go back and get it. So I'm a little aggravated at that. But the puzzles, it looks like they're going to try to bring back the puzzles. Are going to be a big focus to getting into places and getting around places. So that looked exciting. It looks incredible. The opening scene, walking around like I don't know if it was Spain or no, it wasn't Spain. It was somewhere in Mexico, I think. But they were having a festival and it was just gorgeous. The game was beautiful.
Dias de los Muertos.
Yeah. Muerto es tu la cabeza. I think I just said something about your
something
head.
about a beer.
I said something about somebody's head. Anyways, so yeah, that was it. That was quick and easy and painless.
Gonna murder your head.
Yeah, I think it's what I said.
I don't have any news items, guys. So if you guys got any news you want to talk about in the industry or whatever, Twitch, games, TV, movies.
Update from last week. Dr. Disrespect's house getting shot at was just a BB gun.
Yeah, that's
it
kind
wasn't
of
an actual firearm.
lame.
So there's that.
Great One says you said death to your head.
Yes.
I got one. Henry Cavill out as Superman. It's the rumor that I've heard.
I've seen a few things about that.
Now, he's going to be the Witcher. We know that. I've heard that he's out as Superman. Then I heard his agent tweeted that, well, hold on now. That's not entirely true yet. Wait for a statement from later, and I don't know what that statement was, but all indications are the last thing I heard about it, and I don't know. Prove it, Great One. Give me a link. The last thing I heard was that both he and Ben Affleck are done see movies, and I thought Ben Affleck was great in those movies too. Why are you fucking doing this? I don't know. Anybody know any better?
I do not. I had only heard what you just said.
Yep.
Wow. Maybe Great One will hook us up with a link to an updated story, because that's the last I heard of it. I can look real quick and see. Whoa! What do we got? Big Shy with the subscription, baby!
Whoa!
I love you, Big Shy! Appreciate you,
What
bro!
Up, Shy?
Nobody knows what you're doing, but except him.
That's fine.
Hey, everybody knows. We talked about it. They should have been listening. It's their fault. It's your fault, listeners, if you didn't listen good enough.
Oh, Adro.
Did I fucking walk into Gorillas in the Mist? Oh, shit. Yeah. We were gorillas for a little bit in PUBG, Adro, early on, and we got a little lackadaisical. Somebody saw one person. We all four ran out of this small building after him, murdered him. Everybody got back in the building. I looked up and everybody was staring at me. So we made gorilla noises because there was a lot of fog.
Yep.
Now I'm seeing Cavill's Superman exit may just be a Man of Steel 2 contract renegotiation.
Okay. So that's what I read. I just thought that was the
He's
first thing I
threatening to
read.
walk or something.
Yeah. That was the first thing I saw, and that was like a week ago.
Well, on August 30th, I saw one that said,
I was just late to the party then if there was already something August 30th, because mine was just a week.
well, yeah, no, August 30th was an article talking about how they needed to get their shit together and re-sign him and Affleck like now, and I guess they were dragging their feet on it. How it was crucial to Man of Steel 2 and blah, 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 blah. I still don't know the status of that. But Great One says he actually did a teaser with him and a Superman action figure on Twitter. Yeah, but I'm asking for, like, is there any real update? You know, he can post a picture with a Superman action figure. It doesn't really say anything other than, you know, maybe I'm still Superman. Here's a picture. Don't lose hope. I don't know. But to me, he has become Superman to me. Like, he is a great fucking Superman and Clark Kent, and I don't want to lose him, guys.
Yeah, I think it was a good choice.
Yeah, and I didn't think he was when I first heard that he was going to be Superman, but is super. And I'm not hearing that Michael B. Jordan shit. There's a different Superman though. Apparently, that he would actually fit that for. So I don't know. It's not Kal-El. It's somebody else. He's like impossibly handsome. Yeah, but he's not Clark Kent either.
I don't even know who he is.
It's the guy that played Creed.
Okay.
Apollo Creed's son. Of course he's gorgeous. That's all I got for news. Anybody else got any more news?
I don't
think I have anything.
I got you, Idro. All right, well then, we're about to wrap it up, guys. Except that Sasquatch Nugget, you do have some news.
I
You need to share that shit right now.
News.
Wild, wacky, weird news from Sasquatch Nugget coming at you guys right now. I don't even know what it is, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going way off topic of things that I've covered in the past. So I think you guys would be excited. Maybe not. I just thought it was an interesting read. So, actress. Oh God, what's her name? She's a Chinese actress.
Lucy Liu.
Nope. Fan Bingbing.
Oh yeah, I know her.
She's been in. Oh, you know her. She's been in, I think, one of the Transformers, one of the X-Men.
Okay.
Let me look over here. You'll recognize her. I mean, Forbes has her listed as the 5th highest paid actress. So, what makes this weird is.
Oh.
Keep going.
So what makes this? Yeah, I didn't know if you had something coming after that when I heard. What makes it weird is she went to a charity fundraiser at a hospital on July 1st, and in one of her accounts, almost like a Twitter account, but I guess over in China, I guess where she lives, there's some kind of, I don't know the name of the account, but it had like millions of viewers, millions of followers that followed her. Has not had a message sent to it since July 27th, and no one can find her. So she has just fallen off the face of the earth, and they're saying that it could be one of two things. One of the things is it sounds like she double dipped, and they are going to be charging her with like a tax evasion or a tax fraud, where she charged some kind of production company twice for her services and made extra money, and so they think she's running from that. And then the other one is that, China wants to lock down how much you're on social media. So they took her out. So she will not be popular on Drink That Knob Creek behind you. Oh, how dare you, Swain? How dare you challenge me, Swain?
Swain!
But yeah, so she's just falling off the face of the earth, and nobody can find her.
I'm looking at an article right now. It's the leading Chinese actress Fan Bingbing as
I hate you, Swank.
on missing. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, how do you lose somebody that popular? Like, you think somebody would see her every once in a while? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean, it's China, so they probably just nabbed her.
Yeah, I mean, you're. Go ahead.
Her once certain ascension was jeopardized in May when CCTV presenter Sui Yang, I'm sure I said that perfectly, by the way, leaked a pair of contracts that allegedly show Fan double billing in unidentified production, first for $10 million and 50 million renminbi.
She's with that Malaysian airplane.
For the same work.
Oh God.
Oh wow. But that's fucking nuts, man. Just to take off. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is she still alive?
Oh, there was the other weird thing. If you keep looking down there,
alive.
A cautionary tale. Last year, she filed a defamation lawsuit against exiled Chinese billionaire Gu Wingyi, who alleged sexual affairs between celebrities, including Fan. So what if he took her out on the island from Lost?
Smoke Monster got her.
Yeah, Smoke Monster done ate her up. So yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, what do you think? What do you guys think is just what's going on? What is your tales?
That
I
fucking
like to
guy
make
had her
up
killed.
stories. Yeah.
That fucking rich guy had her
no.
killed.
Oh, I think the government. I'm all about the government took her.
That's messed up, dude.
And if you
I
keep
just-
reading in there was some other. I don't know what I think I read Time. Apparently, her mom was sick at one point, and she went to visit her uncle, who has been known to conjure snakes out of thin air and make medicines to heal people. So I thought that was interesting as well.
Thank you for the biddy, Swain.
I think the government got her. I think she was probably up to some sort of, I don't know, supporting dissent kind of sort of thing. And they nabbed her up.
Seems like it's a little bit more than just being quiet, Idra.
Reprogrammed.
I don't know.
To be an assassin?
No, probably just
No?
to come out and be a figurehead.
We need a
I think haven't there been some more displays in China recently?
Yeah, I think that's that's what
Protests
they
and things like that.
Yeah, I
Motherfucking
think it's some of the
mosquito.
article had mentioned.
So I wouldn't be surprised if she was involved in that and got nabbed up and is being reprogrammed and will be re-released to the public later and be suddenly extremely pro-government. But hey, who knows?
Kimmy
Maybe.
J's
I don't
movies.
know. All right, guys. Well, is there anything else you all want to discuss real quick before we hop off here?
That's all I got, brother mans.
I'm gonna try to play some more games before next week.
You guys got a calendar? You need one?
I need one.
Do I have a calendar?
I think almost everybody forgot we were doing this tonight.
I remembered.
You were there. You were there. Pascal never made it, and Sasquatch Nugget had to get a phone call.
I'm glad you called, dude. I totally forgot. Man, my days, I don't know what day I'm on anymore.
You've been working. You don't get a day off. Did you get your days off yet? Or you still got to wait till
No,
like later
I'm
this week?
waiting. Yeah, I gotta wait this weekend.
All right, guys. So we're gonna hop off here.
Spider
We will
Franco,
be back
motherfucker.
next Tuesday around 10:30 p.m. Eastern time here in the U.S. If you like what you see, guys, if you enjoy the show, obviously it's a podcast, but we are filming it recording, whatever, here live on Twitch. So there's where your video comes in, but you can also listen to it on iTunes or Spotify or Anchor. And if you guys like or enjoy the content, please go to one of those places and leave a review. It helps us out tremendously. I'm not asking you to leave a 5-star review or something silly like that. Be honest and just say what you think, but just leaving the review itself is helpful for us. So, and if you do like it, other than a review, the best thing you could do is share it with your friends or family or whoever that like the kind of bullshit we talk about. So, and I will mail you a cassette. I can't help finding something to play it with, though. So, other than that, guys, see you next week.
Next week. Wah, wah.
Bye, guys.
Later.
I'll be live here in just a few minutes. Bye.